What's going on, everybody? Toby Wayne here. So this is day 2 of the Juggernaut sculpt that I've been working on here. Here you see I've, off camera, I've gone in and just kind of defined a little bit more of the helmet and kind of started to define the shoulders and the chest section here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start a timer here to kind of keep things in the perspectives, but I'm going to do, I think, 15-minute intervals. So anyway, I went in and, of course, like I was saying in my last video, I kind of screwed myself by having those marbles in there, because once I started dropping this down to flare this out, the head got shorter and shorter and the eyes were way too big. So I had to do a little bit of optical surgery, and I went ahead and cut those suckers out. So yeah, now I'm gonna have to either find something, marbles that are a little smaller, which I don't think I have, or I'm gonna have to sculpt those by hand. Yeah, we're gonna see. But for now, I guess what I can do is kind of just start fine-tuning and cleaning up this helmet a little bit to get the proper shapes. I'm liking the size of the head under the helmet, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep that, and I'm just gonna kind of start raking and finessing the helmet and getting those shapes. So more than likely this video is just going to be pretty much cleaning the helmet, getting it shaped, blocked in. But yeah, that first video that I shot ran a little long, of course. It was an hour. I didn't really have a timer set, so I kind of just got in that zone and started talking and sculpting, and the next thing I knew, an hour had gone by. So I appreciate everybody checking out that video, and the past several videos have gotten quite a few views, so I'm very happy about that. So thank you guys so much for checking those videos out. But I am going to try to keep these down to 10 to 15 minute videos. Makes it a little easier for everybody, I think, in the long run. I could sculpt for hours on end, but that's going to make for one huge video. So we're going to go ahead and just set a timer, and that'll let me know when it's time to stop. So anyway, I'm just coming in and establishing the mask contours and all that good stuff. Kind of reviewing his eye shapes and figuring out which one works best for me, which one I like the best. Side profile looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. And then, of course, this mouth is going to be a fun one to sculpt. I'm looking forward to sculpting that in. I always enjoy working with teeth. Of course, as a dental technician, I can't help that, but I'm just going to be kind of trying to figure out what kind of facial expression and mouth pose I'm going to do here. I don't necessarily want to do big bulging eyes on this one here. I think I'm gonna maybe make him squinting more, like he's gritting his teeth and looking all angry that way, I suppose. I don't know. I guess I'll know it when I start working on it. And then, of course, I'll come up underneath here and I'll have to sculpt the nose and place the lip and all that good stuff. Guess I can kind of start blocking some of that in now, huh? As an artist, I was talking about it in the last video, I kind of get all over the place. And it's very easy for me to get sidetracked and distracted by working on, you know, one tooth, you know, central laterals or whatever, and kind of forget to do other things, so gotta try to avoid that. But I'm gonna try to throw as much passion into this piece as possible, as I do with all my sculpts. But I think if I can just develop a laser focus and just not get distracted by the things of the day, I find it's very easy to get sidetracked and frustrated, and the day gets away from me, and my energies are not where they should be, which is on the passion that I have for sculpting. Let's see. Lots of finessing, fine-tuning, raking, and then I'll go back in and kind of start establishing. I want to try to establish this as much as possible. Here you see it's a little thinner here than it is here, so I could either add a little here or cut this off. So I think I'm just going to kind of maybe scribe a line across there to get it even. And there's a symmetric feel to this piece. Trying to get these to line up, these to line up with those, so it's more of like a square line, which technically I could probably add a little bit to establish that symmetric line with his top line coming down. And I guess what I could do is you know, get a tool and kind of scribe, you know, lay the tool down and mark it where I need it to go. That kind of is going to give me a gauge. And also I have another tool that I'm going to use here when it starts to break down, when I start to really start finessing and fine-tuning, and it'll be like a set of calipers, and that's going to, I'll be able to set measurements and just kind of come back in and make sure that everything is even. These are even, that's even there. Kind of starting to establish those cheeks, and this is where it's going to be getting into the tight areas with my finer sculpting tools to get in there, and even this one might be too big. And I can come in and start to smooth in these eyes. And that's going to let me know where I'm going to need to sculpt those eyes in. Maybe that's his nose. That should be the center. So somewhere in there is where those eyes are going to have to go. I don't know, maybe I might have a ball bearing or something around here. Like I said, these marbles are too big, so I may end up having to dig into my eyeball box that I did on the previous video and countersink in some eyes, and I'll do that probably in the next video or so. But and I think I want to have him have some crooked teeth. As a dental technician, I see, you know, all these Hollywood stars, and they have all these perfect teeth because they spend literally tens of thousands of dollars to make their teeth perfect. And I would think that somebody such as Juggernaut and Rhino and the Hulk, especially in the Hulk's case, but you know, all these changes happen to them, and you know, their teeth and everything are gonna start to shift and move, and they're not gonna have perfect teeth. They're gonna be crooked. They're gonna be yellow, dingy maybe. Maybe the lowers here. Of course, this is going to be probably the lower lip. And what I'll do is I'll probably go in and find some nice reference detail photos and study that up and start applying that in there, making those teeth proper. Again, it's pretty chilly out here in the studio. I'm not sure exactly where we're at temperature-wise. Actually, it's reading about 62, so it's actually pretty warm out here for for the winter. 62 degrees, that's pretty good. But it still is pretty chilly, I think, so... kind of okay. And I think I want to have a little bit of his nose exposed below this bar, so I may end up cutting this nose back, because I also have to think about thicknesses for this piece. You know, I don't want his helmet to be super thick up in the up under the eyes, and then have it paper thin on the nose. It would be uniform thickness. So that's going to be my midline right there. Then I got to think about gums, and then the teeth themselves. So there's my centrals. And my laterals. And my cuspids would be off over there. Quick little anatomy lesson here. So these would be my my centrals, laterals, and then cuspids, and then my lower centrals, laterals, and cuspids. But I can... This looks like feces right now, but once I start raking over it and fine-tuning and finessing, it'll clean up just like all the other stuff. But I may just turn the video on and kind of just do some random sculpting on this one, and not talk through it, but just really start getting in there and fine-tuning. There's a little bit of my cleft there on the upper lip. Stupid button. So anyway, yeah, this is a quick little video. I just kind of wanted to show you what I've been working on here. I may end up just kind of either turning the camera on and just, you know, doing some sculpting and not really talking too much through it, just kind of focusing on getting details and anatomy put in. And then if you've got questions, you can also leave them in the comment section below. Yeah, so anyway, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for checking this video out. Feel free to check me out on Instagram, Toby Wayne Studios over there on Instagram. That's where I'll be posting some pictures of this big bad Mamma Jamma once I start making some more progress on it. But yeah, so anyway, I think I'm going to do another video, and I'm not going to talk through it. I'm just going to do some sculpting. But anyway, thank you guys for checking this video out, and I'll catch you in the very next video.